I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thursday, October 20th. Where's fall going? We're only 5 weeks from Thanksgiving. John Kovach with you with another edition of Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, looking at all the angling news in the Northeast. We're a little conservation heavy today, but I think it's important, and I think they're two really interesting topics that we are going to touch on, and one kind of pulls at my heartstrings a little bit, and that's where we're going to start. And we talked back in the winter after Ben Wood died unexpectedly about his passing, and Ben was going to be one of the ones that was going to really be a champion of conservation, of angling, of Trout Unlimited when he passed. And one of the projects that he was planning was a restoration of part of the Norwalk River in Wilton near the Wilton family YMCA. His family has started a stewardship fund for the rivers and for TU projects. And more than 100 people over the course of 2 days spent last weekend planting there. This is on top of 3 days of prep work where they installed a new riverbank. They're rerouting the river, as we'll be told in this upcoming clip. They're trying to restore it back to its normal course from before we came in and rerouted it to power mills and do other things. And it was touching to see so many people there, and it was touching to see so many kids there, including one who is going to be featured on an upcoming Yankee Fisherman, because he not only was out there volunteering planning, he does a camp, and he wants to expand it to teach underprivileged kids how to fish, and we're going to help him with that effort. But the weekend was about restoring that part of the Norwalk River and continuing the work that Ben Wood started before he passed. Let's go to Wilton and take a look at that project.
Just trying to put different species next to each other.
Anywhere in here? We're working from the river back.
So I built this. So dug out a bait pool, built this. You can see where the riverbank was there.
Oh, so this is all new.
This is all new. The river was here. I did push it out, direct the current to that bank, which is hardened because it was hitting this bank and scouring.
Yeah.
So now you see it hits there. See the current now hits where it's hardened, and there's some mature trees down there, and then bounces there. The whole idea is to bounce the water into hard stuff.
We're with Tony Hill, president of the Mianus chapter of Trout Unlimited. Tony, we're in the middle of a pretty big project here at the Wilton Family YMCA, day 2 of planting. How many total days have volunteers been out here?
If we include the prep work on the site and the planting, it's 5 days of work. The preliminary planning, site work, meetings with the Inland Wetland Commission, the Wilton Conservation Commission, are all things that went into getting the site ready and getting the permits before we were able to do the work. So there's a lot of hours in, but the actual feet on the ground doing the work, we're here 5 days.
And we've planted now all along the parking lot and then down in along the Norwalk River, right where it runs next to Route 7. What are these plantings designed to do?
We're looking to help stabilize the bank, prevent runoff. We're looking to create shade and canopy over the river, which will help keep the river cooler, help protect the fish from predators, and also the trout is a cold water fish, so colder water is helpful for them.
How many organizations are volunteering here? We've had 60 people here Saturday. We've got probably 30 here on Sunday morning. How many people, how many organizations have helped out with this?
Well, it's primarily the Mianus chapter of Trout Unlimited. This planting was originally lined up and the plan set up by Ben Wood, a intern and chapter volunteer who passed unexpectedly last February at the age of 23. His family set up a stewardship fund in his honor, and money from that fund is helping pay for the plants this year and for years going forward for other projects that the chapter will do.
What are we planting here? There's a vast variety of plants that are being put here, some new soil, quite a bit of prep work here.
Yes, the plants themselves, we got input from an arborist as to what the native species should be. We have 3 different kinds of willows. We have oak, we have maple, we have alder, we have 2 kinds of dogwood, all native species.
And the native species, so you had to take out a lot of invasive?
Part of the 3 days of site prep work involved removing the invasives, and then yesterday and today folks were taking things out by hand so that we had clear space and to prevent the choking of the trees that are existing by vines that are invading the place.
And this will be maintained so that these plants survive?
Yes, on a regular basis. What we do now, each of our projects, we have at least one person or an organization assigned to spend time watering as need be, weeding, or trimming back the invasives.
And you talked about Ben Wood. This was a project that really he had begun before he passed so young?
Yes. Ben spent a lot of time in 2015 walking the site, meeting with some environmental professionals, looking at what needed to be done here and putting together the plan and presenting it to the Wilton Conservation Commission.
And this will be named in his honor?
We will have a sign put up explaining what's going on here in terms of the stabilization of the bank and how it helps the environment, and it will be in honor of Ben Wood.
We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop right after this.
The leaves are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
As you're getting back to your regular schedules, we're excited to get back to doing what we do best, offering you the freshest seasonal fare and all the ingredients for a healthy start to school. So shop Walter Stewart's for everything fresh, from A, apples to Z, zucchini, and from cotton candy grapes to back to nature all-natural snack bags. We save you time by stocking all of your favorite back-to-school essentials under one roof. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign up now for InSports Passing and Receiving Positional November Soccer Tournament, scheduled for November 19th. Sessions are available for U13 to U14, U15 to U16, and U17 to U19. Featuring college coaches from around the region, this is your official home of Connecticut's Olympic Development Soccer Program. For more information, visit insportcenters.com.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Visit 5 significant houses designed by Philip Johnson in New Canaan, Connecticut, on an exclusive one-day study tour on October 22nd. The tour will visit the Hodgson House, the Alice Ball House, Wiley Speculative House, and Boisana's House, culminating with an evening tour of the Glass House property and festive reception. Tickets include tours of each house, shuttle transportation, and refreshments throughout. Visit theglasshouse.org and click on What's On to get your tickets and more information.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, Thursday, October 20th. John Kovach with you. Was really moving to see that project going on in Wilton. We'll be there when they dedicate Ben's Woods and continue to cover that project, along with other conservation projects. And there was a milestone in conservation in Fairfield on Monday. Fairfield was officially proclaimed it Mill River Wetland Committee Day. They had a ceremony. It was fascinating to see some of what they're teaching kids and what they're doing to protect that very important river system that could be threatened by development further up in Easton. We were there when Fairfield honored the Mill River Wetland Committee.
Whereas the town of Fairfield congratulates the Mill River Wetland Committee on its 50th anniversary of being an environmental education nonprofit organization in Fairfield. From its beginning, the MRWC has strived to educate and engage the citizens of Fairfield in an advocacy of our local watersheds. And whereas the MRWC was founded in 1966 by Jocelyn Shaw and a group of neighbors to protect the river from the Mill Plain Improvement, after the Mill Plain Improvement Society plan for the Mill Hollow habitat improvement had gone awry. Joy and the group were instrumental in identifying the appropriate levels of environmental impact. And whereas the MRWC, in conjunction with the local Nature Conservancy office, advocated for the purchase of these 40 acres of the Perry property by the town of Fairfield to become open space in 1967. The study of the ecological and historical value of this land was a precursor to the River Lab program. And whereas the MRWC first brought the River Lab experience of hands-on environmental science education to the students of Mill Hill School in 1967. And in the fall of that year, the River Lab program, which educates students from the watershed and the organism housed within, began leading kindergarten through 6th grade students along the local trails with trained volunteer guides. And whereas, through the years, the MRWC has continued to encourage volunteers to become involved in support of the River Lab's environmental education for Fairfield school children, and currently the MRWC trains over 400 adults annually to teach 3,500 students about the wetland and estuary productivity of our local Mill River and Ash Creek. And whereas the MRWC was awarded the Environmental Champion Award in 2015 for its goals of environmental education, environmental protection, and for the significant positive impact of the Riverland program has had on the entire Fairfield community. Now therefore, I, Michael C. Tetreault, First Selectman of the town of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim October 17th, 2016 as the Mill River Wetland Committee Day throughout the town of Fairfield. Congratulations.
So our goal is to educate the adults and students of Fairfield in this case, and about environmental education, to engage them to want to participate and supporting the Mill River programs, and then to advocate for the health of the water basin system.
And how do you accomplish that goal?
Through Mill River Wetland Committee, we have started walks with our 50th anniversary to make people aware of what's here and the impact and some of the educational pieces that we use. We also run the River Lab program in the Fairfield and parochial schools.
And tell us about that River Lab program.
So the River Lab program is for grades 4 through 6, and those students come out to our laboratory area here at the Mill River and also at the Ash Creek Estuary and perform experiments that reinforce the concepts of the water cycle and health of the river and things that the estuary would provide.
Of infiltration and absorption versus runoff. And with these two models, we are trying to demonstrate those scientific concepts to our students. These models are representing two different areas in our town. Right over here, we recreated a natural town open space, very much like where we are standing right now. And usually the kids gonna help us actually set all of this up. Over here, we have downtown Fairfield, a typical business district with any feature, all the surface features that come with that. In our program, we'll talk about the different layers of the groundwater system. The two models are exactly set up alike. We have, actually, those layers are really the cool stuff because part of them, did you know that this layer here, which is cracked bedrock, was created 350 million years ago when North America and Africa collided? A lot of oohs and ahs and oh, this is so cool. I'm usually coming my way, so I need you. No way. That's really cool. Yeah. They get a lot of little cool information, but I'm kind of going to skip a little bit over that. And then they help us, the student help us to put all these surface features on. We're going to build the river. We have a very highly scientific marsh. We have a pond where they set the trees. And a very important layer, which is our natural debris layer. Over here, obviously, downtown Fairfield looks a little bit different with the parking lots. It has the same river. We do have our lovely cars. Home Depot is in place, and all our houses as well. Then we really have the really fun stuff where the kids get to participate a lot, because we will start letting it rain on these two models, and the kids get to see how the rainwater behaves differently when it rains on the natural area versus the developed area. All the class says 1, 2, 3 rainstorm, and everyone is going to pour the water onto the cloud. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Rainstorm!
We need rain too.
Yeah, we certainly do. It usually is much louder right now. This is no way! Check it out! Woo! It's rainstorm!
Oh yeah. I can see how the kids really like this.
They love it. And we've reached over 100,000 students throughout the Fairfield schools.
Impressive stuff, and this is an annual, they come out as part of the curriculum?
As part of the curriculum, Fairfield has participated since 1968 in this kind of program, bringing out 4th grade through 6th grade.
How can people who are interested in protecting the wetlands and the river help the Mill River Wetland Committee?
Please visit our website, and we have opportunities to come out and talk to different community groups, different adult groups, scout groups. We do walks, and you can find that information on our website.
And that's why we care about conservation right there, and why we care about what groups like the Mill River Wetland Committee are doing. We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop, right after this.
The leaves are changing, water temps dropping, and the sun is setting a little earlier each day. But there's still a lot of great boating, fishing, and coast time left before we see the first snow. And above all, remember, it's always summer at the Dock Shop. With loads of new fishing tackle and accessories, clothing, jewelry, and home decor, the Dock Shop is just what you need when you start to feel that New England autumn chill. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
I'm a filthy rich executive. I hear the market's down 1,000,000 points. I freak out. I spill my large espresso. The searing pain makes me slam on the brakes. Uh-oh, your fault. And your cut rate insurance may not cover my $90,000 car, so I sue you, because that's what I do. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Visit your local Allstate agent, Nick Montanero, at 6528 Main Street in Trumbull for a personalized quote.
Washington Prime, now open on Main Street in Georgetown. Come enjoy our relaxed setting, excellent service, award-winning nightly happy hours, and feast on our creative new American cuisine. Connecticut Magazine's winner for Best Steak, Washington Prime of Georgetown.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Chaplinsky
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
Give your day a jumpstart with the latest news, sports, weather, and more on Coffee Break, live on the HAN Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Connecticut news doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Thursday, October 20th. Thanks again to my NSTU and for the Mill River Wetlands Committee for letting us share those events with them. Great job by everybody involved in those. Those are both great stories, but here's my favorite of the week, and it involves the DEEP, Environmental Conservation Police. So on Saturday, ENCON police officer Alex Blackwell, and we have an image of her, she's with Timothy Richardson. She was on patrol on the Niantic River in Waterford. She runs across Timothy Richardson. He's fishing for tog. He's not having a lot of luck. They start talking about this large school of bunker in the water nearby. So she suggests a lure for him to switch to. A lucky gold popper. So he puts it on. He casts about 5 times. He hooks into something big. 5-minute fight. It's clear he's got a big one. He realizes he doesn't have a net with him. She goes back to her patrol truck, gets her own net to help. He brings the fish closer to shore. She nets it. Turns out it's a 37-inch bluefish that he's holding in his left hand. Now, that's a great day at that point. So Officer Blackwell suggests he cast the lucky gold popper one more time. Very next cast, he hooks into that 35-inch striper that he's holding in his right hand. So that's a great day. That's a great job. And that's the kind of relationship that ENCON has with the law-abiding anglers. Great job by Officer Blackwell, and congratulations to Timothy on that. That's a great 2 casts in a row. I think we all live for that. If you're watching the live version tonight, Farmington Valley TU having its first meeting of the season. That is at the Windstone Restaurant in New Britain. Ben Bellello, who we've had on the show, he will talk about salmon fishing in Connecticut. He is great at it. He does a lot of seminars, has a great website, and he has been on the show discussing it. They'll also vote on officers. A couple of stories out of Darien, and one we've got a clip thanks to Susan Schultz of the Darien Times. Darien police just took delivery on a new boat and it's quite impressive. If we could show that. This is Safe Boat is the name of the brand. It's virtually untippable. It's fast, and as we can see, it moves.
Nice.
So they will have that patrolling the waters off of Darien in the future. Also in Darien, tomorrow, Friday, the 21st at 10 a.m., they are going to cut the ribbon on a dam restoration and sediment removal project. That is in the Goodwives River, so that is in Darien. There's more information on that and on the new police boat at DarienTimes.com. A couple of big saltwater tournaments this weekend, or one starting this weekend. The third annual Togtober Blackfish Tournament has kayak and big boat divisions. That's out of Black Hall Outfitters. More information on their Facebook page. That's October 22nd and 23rd. Weigh-ins at 4 p.m. both days. And the East-West Blackfish Shootout starts the 22nd. That continues through November 5th. 15% of the entry fees and 50-50 raffle are going to be donated to Camp Rising Sun for childhood cancer. Your weigh-in stations, if you enter that, and you can enter at these stations too, Dee's Bait and Tackle in New Haven, Jimmy O's Bait and Tackle in Bridgeport, Stratford Bait and Tackle in Stratford, Tidewater Bait and Tackle in Westbrook, JB Tackle in Niantic, Brantford Bait and Tackle, Bobby J's in Milford. Registration $35. That is due by 7 p.m. Friday, the 21st. This morning, I had a great time. I went down to Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo in Bridgeport, where they had a TIC release, Trout in the Classroom. Beautiful brook trout. Here's a little sample of what they were doing this morning in Bridgeport.
Mr. John, can we go again?
If you've already put your hand on top and quickly go and release it.
Oh my gosh. Can everyone look?
Hold your cup like this.
I would like to go again. That was fun.
All right. Is the fish alive? Are the fish doing okay? Keep your cup lower. Okay.
Oh, you just held it.
My hand still feel like the fish was
There you go. Put your hand on top. Go and release it quickly.
But really, the most important thing is these children here. These are the ones that are going to be taking care of the river in the future. By having them go through this program with the zoo and TIC, they're seeing the importance of this. And hopefully as they walk through the park one day and see somebody maybe throwing a tin can or something down, they'll be able to say, hey, this is my river. Hey, I've got my trout are living in here. So hopefully they get a little ownership of this very valuable resource.
That's just a little sample of what they were doing in Bridgeport with that Trout in the Classroom release this morning. We're going to have much more on that on next week's Yankee Fisherman. We are also going to, hopefully weather permitting, and I don't see any reason it wouldn't according to the forecast I've seen, we're going to be fishing Penfield Reef with Nutmeg Trout Unlimited on Sunday. That's going to be from 9 a.m. to 1. You can still sign up to go to the Nutmeg Facebook page or nutmegtrout.org on that to do some saltwater fly fishing. That on Penfield Reef. That should be a really fun day. I'm looking forward to it. And we will have footage from that on next week's show. That is going to do it for this week's Yankee Fisherman. We'll be back next week with more on that TIC release and hopefully some big ones off Penfield Reef. And I'll wish myself tight lines.